Hey guys, this is Dennis Brown, and I'm shooting video number 2 of the top 10 mistakes to avoid when starting a freight brokerage or freight agency. I hope you enjoyed number 1. We talked about finding your niche. Feel free to check that video out. But in number 2, we're going to talk about a huge mistake, and it's very prevalent throughout the industry. And it's not just for beginners, it's for people that have been in the industry for a long time. And the mistake is not treating motor carriers, not treating your carrier partners like they're your best customers. So, what I've noticed over the years is that, there's an attitude at times where brokers feel like they don't need carriers. Carriers need brokers. Brokers don't need carriers. There's kind of that attitude sometimes, and it's a huge mistake because once you realize as a broker or an agent, you can have the best customers in the world, and you can have all this great stuff going on your customer side. But if you don't have quality carriers that you can call on a regular basis, and I don't mean just carriers that you pull off the load boards. I mean, if you can't develop relationships with quality carriers that you can use over and over and over again, and you can develop a partnership, a real relationship, you are going to struggle in this business. If you're constantly having to bring a new carrier on every time you run the same lane, you're going to struggle. So you need to develop relationships, as good a relationships with your carriers as you have with your customers, because we are all interdependent. We rely on each other. Again, a lot of those carriers would not be able to haul for those shippers if they didn't have the broker. But let's face it, guys, brokers go nowhere. You will not make a dime unless you have carriers that can haul your freight. So, as a broker or an agent, you need to realize you have two types of customers: shippers, which work for you and pay you for your services, and carriers, which you partner with and rely on to pick your freight up on time, in good condition, and deliver it with no issues. All right, so you have to realize that as a broker or an agent, you have two customers, both shippers and carriers. They are your customers. And there's some simple things you can do when you're working with a carrier. Pay them on time, guys. If you tell them you're going to pay them in 30 days, pay them in 30 days. Don't pay them in 45 or 60 days. If you tell them you're going to give them a quick pay, give them a quick pay. Don't hassle them. Don't give them a hard time. Make sure you clearly communicate the details of the load. You need to make sure they understand exactly where it picks up, exactly where it delivers, the times, the type of freight, the weight, any nuances or issues that they might come along the way. You need to communicate those things up front and regularly throughout the process of delivering that load. Another really, really simple thing, and it may seem inconsequential, it may seem insignificant, but I'm going to tell you right now, one of the things I've noticed is there's two words that you can say to anybody in the world that make them feel good, and it's thank you. When somebody does a great job for you, whether it be a dispatcher or a driver, tell them thank you. Tell them they did a great job. Show some appreciation. Okay? Show some appreciation for the work that they did. Okay? They didn't have to do that. Right? And yeah, you're paying them and they're working for you as a carrier, but the fact is, this is a partnership. And if you want to develop a great brokerage or an agency, you need to develop great relationships with your carriers. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. As a bonus, just for watching, go over to freightbrokerbootcamp.com and you can get my free ebook. It's called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Freight Brokers. It's been downloaded over 5,000 times. I've had rave reviews. Go there, check that out. You can download it, get that book for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Again, subscribe to the channel. Click subscribe on my channel because I am going to be putting out 8 more videos, which is going to round out that top 10 mistakes that I talked about that was a part of my webinars before. I'm going to be continuing to put these videos out on a regular basis, but if you don't subscribe to the channel, you won't be notified. You'll have a hard time finding them, but if you do subscribe to the channel, you'll be notified every time a new video comes out on my channel. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll talk to you soon.